Hi, this is Nacho from CHOCO-MANGO TV, and today is Judy TV time because I brought here a very nice DVD with me. It is actually the Judy and Santos Piolo Pascual movie, the last one that they did, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. It is Don't Give Up On Us, Don't Give Up On Us Baby. That is the song from the nice movie, and this movie actually is very smashing because it is a little bit unusual. There are lots of star cinema movies where they only stay in one place, basically. Something like Manila is the whole shoot. This is basically a road movie, and that is the reason why this movie is quite special, because they're always on the move. I think the first they're in Manila, then they go to Sagada, Banaue, Baguio, and you see a lot of stuff here, and especially for me as a foreigner, this movie is very interesting because you see lots of nice attractions like the rice terraces and stuff like that. Actually, it is actually the perfect movie also for foreigners because you see a lot of the beauty of Filipinas, and that's also one of the best aspects of Philippines, because it's very beautiful, the country. So, but I'm wandering off a little bit. I need now to tell you about the story of this movie, because the story is also very unique, and it has, of course, Judy and Santos acting her best performance ever. Of course, it is really a great movie that you should definitely would not want to miss. So here we go. Don't Give Up On Us. The story is taking place basically in Manila, as far as I remember, and there is a bridal shower of Judy's best friend, which is played by Miss Cheska Garcia, and it looks like it's a very nice bridal shower. They got even macho dancers dancing there. Everything goes really well until, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It looks like the bride is running off. The bride is taking off, and Judy cannot find her. It looks almost like she's gone completely. And when Judy visits the groom-to-be of her best friend, he is totally in shock. He can't believe it. Looks like she left him for another man, which is quite shocking. The only other remainder of her is some kind of tape where there is a song on that tape, some beautiful song. Is it maybe the title track? Oh my goodness, it's a long time ago that I watched this movie. Maybe it is the title track. You should better find out if it's the title track. Watch this movie as soon as you can. Yeah, and the next stop basically is that Judy wants to go on a journey to get her best friend back. That, of course, is something like a very special story, because she always needs to follow some clues. One clue leads on to some other clue, and basically she finds herself on a big road trip. And when she is has a stop in Baguio, there she meets this interesting guy who is called Vincent and is played by Piolo Pascual. And actually he's a down-to-earth cool guy. He is actually, you can't be more cooler than he is, but basically he's also very smooth and a very helpful guy. He's always, the first time that they really meet is, he has a coacher there, and Judy needs to follow a clue and just instantly says to Piolo, drive, I need to follow those people. So basically, a very interesting relationship is starting. So I remember some kind of some interesting scenes, like I never heard about this, where they eat some food and then Piolo says something like this, it's a mix. So I said, wow, I would love to eat a mix too. So a mix could be anything. Is halo not a mix too? Those are the questions that you need to answer to me. Now, back to the movie. The next thing is basically, as I remember, that they are still high on the search, moving from one town to other town, and once they even got caught by police. And what is funny about this, when they're caught at police, before they're released, obviously the the police officer has one demand. He said, "You must perform a song for me." And that song actually is very interesting. It is something, a song about Filipinas. Is it the national anthem? No, I don't think it's Lupan Hiniro. It is a very interesting song. So another reason for you to watch this, you must hear this song that they sing in the presso. It is very interesting. So next stop. The next stop on our journey basically is, I think we're reaching now Sagada. And there Vincent has a friend who might know actually this guy that is actually the new boyfriend of Judai's best friend. But somehow when they arrive there, the Baha is empty. They have left again. So basically it looks like they said that the next clue is Banaue. And yeah, lots of stuff is happening in Banaue too. It's actually Banaue is also very memorable because for me as a foreigner, you see some kind of wedding there, traditional wedding. It is really fascinating. It is never saw a wedding like that. There's an old couple there in that movie that obviously they loved each other very much, but they had different partners. And when their loved ones have died, then they finally, at a very high age at the time, that now they could marry each other. So also some very interesting aspect. And this processions there, this party there, very fascinating. Never saw any kind of traditions like that before. Yeah, that's also another great aspect of that movie. Then there's another story when Judai and Piolo are basically reaching a certain destination where they need to help with farmers. They need to do lots of farming. Also very interesting. What are they? There's some kind of rain also, and they need to very fast harvest those things, those plants, before they become bad. Also a very interesting aspect. And then we are reaching almost the climax of the movie. Basically, is that they finally, I think it is in, I forgot, it was Banaue, Sagada, in one other country, they finally are able to track down the best friend of Judai, and basically she makes it clear she has no intent to return to her former asaba or to her groom-to-be. She wants to stay with her new boyfriend, and that's it. Which is actually very heartbreaking for Judai, because she really thought she could make it happen, that she will just have everything go back to the way it was, which of course was an illusion. She cannot do this. So based on this experience, she becomes very heartbroken. She is falling down a little bit, and it is in this moment that Vincent, played by Piolo Pascual, is actually very comforting to her, very caring to her, and it looks like, oh my goodness, it really looks like they have maybe a chance for a one-night stand. Or is it maybe more? Is it love? It turns out that more than that is happening. It looks like it's love. But what happens the day after that is very funny, basically, because it looks like Judai is not really ready for that, even though in a weak moment it happened. So she just wants to go back to things like they were before, but it's not working out like that, because her boyfriend at home, where she always had some telephone contact, he gave up on her. He said, I have enough of you that you need to be on this long crusade. I don't want you anymore. Goodbye. So another shocking factor. Good. Now it happens that they become, after that, even more closer, Judai and Piolo, and go back to Manila. And when they go back there to the parents, basically, of Judai, then there's a lot of fighting there, and somehow even Piolo is getting in the crossfire of that, which leaves him very gullied. But another thing is happening basically at the end. It looks like from the side of Judy, she wants to end the relationship, which is very painful for Piolo because, of course, he really loves her. That is actually the power of the movie, is that the scenes where the relationship is ending are actually quite powerful. It's really a tearjerker. It's really entertaining in many ways. This movie, there are fun things, very tragic things, romance to the max. Actually, one of the best movies that I think have ever been made. Definitely. Yeah, and then there's another interesting thing. They meet again after that. I forget actually what was the circumstance, but you should track down this movie, then you will find out for yourself. And at that moment, when by accident Judy is seeing Piolo again, then it is her who's regretting that she broke up with him and wants him back. But it is not happening. Piolo is not in the mood for that. So another very powerful performance by Judy, how she is totally falling apart after that. So then a couple of months or years, I don't know, have gone by, and by this time obviously Piolo, who has written this love song, Don't Give Up on Us Baby, basically for this boyfriend of the best friend of Judy at that time. This song is somehow discovered while he's playing in some kind of cafe, and some people want to make a record out of that, so he becomes a star. So now it happens he became some kind of star, had a contract with Star Records, and everything goes well for him. So he's in Manila just wandering after recording and having some kind of press conference, and by accident he is seeing Judy Ann and Cheska Garcia in a cafe after such a long time, and then he cannot help but cry in front of this big ventana. And this scene actually is for me kind of powerful because these kind of emotions that Mr. Piolo Pascual is showing there is definitely also one of his most powerful performances. It is actually amazingly great, these emotions, when he sees her after a long time and is just openly crying, and you can see those love in his face. That is amazing acting from Mr. Piolo Pascual, by the way. Yeah, and that's basically the movie in a nutshell. Then, of course, for you who want to know, then they become finally together and the movie is ending. But still, my words, as always, cannot do this nice movie justice. You need to watch this and experience it for yourself. So it would be great if you could do me the honor and subscribe to my channel. That would be amazing, because I want to give you more movie reviews like this. So see you in the next episode. Your loyal host Nacho says goodbye to you. Bye bye.